Happy 2025. If you are watching or listening to this session, this is our very first session for 2025. I hope you were able to enjoy some relaxing and fun time with your loved ones, ringing in the new year. Today, we are going to talk about what are we going to do with all those New Year resolution. Last year in 2024, at the end of the year, I did a 3-part series of strategic planning for 2025. And I ended the year giving you some insights on how to map out your 2025 goals, your action plan, and also I ended the 2024 podcast or YouTube videos episode with focusing on what you can do instead of what you can't do. For 2025, I am going to open the session with every day is January 1st. What do I mean by that? This time for 2025, the very first day of the year is January 1st and it's on a Wednesday, right? And it is very interesting psychologically. We want to start something either on the first of the month, first of the year, or the beginning of the week. Now, January 1st happens to be on a Wednesday. And like majority of the people I know, you probably party a lot, ate a lot, drank a lot, and your body is still in a recovery mode. So if you have set a goal or resolution for 2025 to get fit, to eat better, or to start working on your business, going all in, January 1st may not be the best time of the year to do it because you are still in the recovery mode, and subconsciously, many do not start something new in the middle of the week. So, having said that, you probably start implementing your New Year resolution on January 6th, which is a Monday, and it's still somehow very close to the beginning of the year. Now, what I want to focus on, and this is going to be a short session, is I want you to bear this in mind and remember this, okay? When you are implementing something new, or you are renewing your New Year resolution, whatever that is, okay? It could be a resolution that you had in the past and you want to continue with it, or it wasn't too successful the last few times and you want to do it again, or you're tackling something new. The first 90 days is the most critical period because that is based on studies, the amount of time for the body, mind, and spirit to be conditioned to accepting this new way of thinking and new way of doing things, okay? Creating a new habit. I think the study said actually the 66 days. So probably 7th week, but I'm just going to round it up. Let's just call it 12 weeks, okay? What I want to remind you is the first month is going to be all hunky-dory. You have a lot of motivation, inspiration, and a lot of energy to want to make it happen. And then the second month is you are expecting the results. Now, the first few weeks when you're implementing something new, okay, or doing something differently, it's going to be an adjustment. So don't give up, all right? But you probably will not give up because you're still emotionally, mentally very invested in wanting to achieve the results. So this is not the point where you will give up. And then the second month is when you are anticipating some results. And if the results are not what you thought it would be, that means it's not as good as you think it would be, you get a little discouraged, but you still have the spirit, okay? You still have the motivation, determination, because you could still talk yourself out of the negative self-talk of this is not working, because you give yourself some grace, you know, like, okay, it's only a month, it's only 2 months. Now, when it comes to the third month, that's when things get a little messy. That's when you say, it's already 3 months in, I'm still not seeing anything. I'm tired. I've tried everything. I have been good, and I'm still not seeing the results as quickly as I thought it would be. Okay. So at this point, right? At this point, this is when there's the likelihood of wanting to give up. Now, for those of you who are deciding not to give up, I want to give you kudos. But if you tell yourself that I'm just going to take a break, okay? I'm going to take a break. So it's been 3 months or it's been 2 months, whenever that you feel this urge to stop whatever you are implementing, all right, to achieve your 2025 goal, the moment that you decide to put a stop to it, not to stop permanently, but temporarily, okay? And you say that, okay, I'm just going to take a break. I want you to know that when you take a break, it doesn't have to be waiting for the first of the month or the first of the quarter, okay? And I have seen this pattern. They normally, when they take a break, they take a whole month break. I would say whole month break is a little too long, okay? It's a little too long because it takes a long time to build the new habit, but it takes a very short time to forget what you have built. Unfortunately, that's just the truth, okay? It takes a very short time to take on bad habits, but it takes a very long time to build resilience and to build on good habits. So I don't want you, if you tell yourself that, okay, I'm just going to take a break, okay, and then I will restart, I will pick it back up. I don't want you to take too long of a break, because when you take too long of a break, a few things happen, all right? If you are into fitness goals, your body starts to soften. And anything more than 2 weeks, okay, 2 weeks is a good time for recovery, for the body to recover. Anything more than that, it's almost having to build back from the bottom again. You may not start from zero, but instead of starting at 50% when you take a break, when you've been going all 100%, and when you take a break for over 2 weeks, you'll be starting at 25% or even 30%. But if you take a shorter break, let's say a 2 weeks break, which is sufficient for the body to recover, you probably will start at 50%. So you don't have to work as hard to go back to 100%. Now, when it comes to anything that is not the body, not only the body, but the mind, okay, the discipline, having to do more content for your business, having to do more sales outreach, the momentum, you do not want to lose the momentum. 2 weeks of break is good. Anything beyond that, you are allowing for the outside environment or your inside voice to get louder and louder. That will tell you that you cannot pick it back up in 2 weeks because something happened. Life happens, okay? Life will happen. And you get busy and there are distractions and you keep pushing back and pushing back and pushing back the deadline to pick it back up, all right? People or successful entrepreneurs are people who, when they fall off the wagon, it's not just about getting back on the wagon. That's step number 1, all right? But what is going to differentiate them from just going back into the grind to actually rising from the grind is how fast you get back up on the wagon. Allow yourself some time to reflect and to rest, but do not take a longer time than necessary, because you will lose the enthusiasm. In business, we say time kills all deals. Okay, time kills all deals. If you want to do something, do it now. Don't wait for the one day, because the one day is up to you to decide when that one day is going to be. So that's why I named today's session as Every Day is January 1st. So you don't have to wait for literally January 1st to restart. Okay, January 1st, 2026. You don't have to do that. You don't, when I say January 1st, I don't literally just mean the date itself. I meant you don't have to wait for a fresh start. Okay, you don't want to have a fresh start, because you have already accumulated knowledge, data, and built some sort of a resilience, regardless whether it's body resilience, emotional resilience, and mental resilience in whatever you're doing. You already have put in the work in the first month, the first 6 weeks, 7 weeks, the first 12 weeks. So you don't want to have a fresh start by taking such a long, extended rest. 2 weeks is the max, okay? And that 2 weeks later, it doesn't matter whether it's in the middle of the week or on a Friday or a Saturday or a Monday. All right? A fresh start is a fresh start after 2 weeks. I put air quote, okay? A fresh start is after 2 weeks. So it doesn't matter when. So the idea behind this strategy is, do not let your body and mind and emotions get to a point of starting from ground zero. Do not let that happen, because you are not starting from ground zero. You're starting from somewhere already. But if you give time, okay, the freedom to do what it's going to do, more than 2 weeks, life is going to interfere. And when I say that, it's not meant in a bad way. It's just so happens that life will always interfere. Life will always throw you curveballs, distraction, things happen that just delay more than what the date you have set to restart. Okay? So that's the gist of today's session. Do not give yourself more time than you need to restart, and know that you're not restarting from ground zero. You have already built out the data. You have already built out the resilience, the discipline. It may not be at 100%, but you have built something. And do not sit on it and not do anything and then let it all fade away. Then you have to restart and restart and restart from ground zero. You want to have a little bit of that fire and the momentum left in you. It's like running a marathon. You don't just stop. You slow down your pace, okay? Or you take a break, you stand and you drink some water, have a granola bar, and then you go. This is your pit stop, okay? See it as a pit stop, like Formula One, a pit stop. And that pit stop is not an extended pit stop. The pit stop is no more than 2 weeks in my books. You may take a little bit longer. If you say 1 month, you need to stick to that 1 month. If you say 1 week, you need to stick to that 1 week. Just know that the longer the time that you give yourself, the higher the probability of things getting in your way mentally and physically, okay? Mentally is the self-talk starts to get louder and louder, and you'll get to a point that, you know what, I'm just going to start on June 1st. And then before you know it, I'm going to start September 1st. Before you know it, you know what, I'm just going to scrape it. This year, I'm just going to cruise. I'm just going to wait until 2026. And this probably had happened to you in the past if your New Year resolution is a repeat resolution, and go back and start thinking about in the past, is that what happened? You took too long of a break? Okay, you took too long of a break and then you just never pick it back up. And I guarantee you there will be parts of that in your life. That's exactly what happened. And I wanted to come in today on January 2nd to remind you, watch for that pattern and don't let it happen in 2025. I know you can do it, okay? I know you can do it. And if you do need the support and the accountability to get you back on track and to get you back on track fast, okay? You need to be open to be in a community that gives you the encouragement, because you can be in a community or an environment that people are very encouraging and very motivated, but if you're not open to it, okay, then you will always be alone in this journey and you will not be able to see out of your blinders that you have put on for yourself. So if you know that this has always been your pattern and is a habit that you are trying to break, and you have repeatedly made this mistake of taking a too long of a break and then you never really get back up, and it becomes more and more difficult each time you try to get back up, let alone get back up fast, then make sure you check out the show notes and check out our life support community. That's exactly what we do. We hold you accountable. We have co-working sessions every week, and we have personal development sessions that talk about things that people don't like to talk about, but it's the self-awareness reflection and talking about the fears, talking about subconscious belief, that we are going to help you overcome all that. And the only way to overcome all that is to talk about it and to acknowledge it. So go to the show notes, check out the life support community and join us so that we can help you along in this journey to not only help you get back up, but also to get back up fast. All right. Have a great rest of the week off. All right. And get ready for January 6th. I will talk to you again the week of January 6th.